Greetings, Earthlings. 'Tis I, the Matrix Mystic. Hello. So, if you can see my cool little dealing bobber here, it's a clearance lights that I'm using for lighting, obviously. It's getting dark, and I've been wanting to make a video today, and of course, I put everything off to the last minute. I'm not perfect, near perfect even. I'm very far from it, and I kind of like it like that. But anywho, I just wanted to touch base with you guys and let you know you are not alone. If you guys have questions about the paranormal, aliens, extraterrestrials, blah blah blah, let me tell you, in my experience, all that stuff is real. Spirits, ghosts, demons, dark entities, angels, spirit guides, aliens, or I've never seen an actual alien, but I've seen UFOs, and I believe we're definitely, the probability of us being alone in this universe is very very low. So I just wanted to kind of give my little standpoint on that, and then give a little bit of my background for those who are, curious about if this way of life could work for them, or if, this is even a route they would like to, meander down at all. So a little bit about my background is I was born, almost said something bad. Anyways, I was born in Oklahoma, in 1985, to an escaped convict who had assumed an alias, and so until I was 8 years old, I didn't know my dad's real name, and my last name is actually the alias that he assumed. So that was a trip when he came back from prison, and I realized, he wasn't even. They didn't tell us because they know kids would talk, and he was able to evade, recaptured for 10 years. So, anywho, that was the beginnings of my humble beginnings, and my family was, dysfunctional, like most, just trying to survive. My father had alcohol problems that come from a long line of that, and my mom, of course, dealing with people like me and my father, and she was abused as a child. She was neurotic in a way, and just, she put herself through school and worked jobs. She didn't have enough time to really be intimate with me like a mother should, but I don't fault her for that. I did for a long time, but she led by example. She showed me love and compassion, and great things. And my dad taught me, a lot about words, and taught me about how to use tools and how to work hard. And, so we got to give our parents a break. They do the best they can. And then when you become a parent or an adult yourself, you kind of realize, hey, life's not that, it ain't all that peaches and cream like you think it is. Or, you can't we expect way too much, subconsciously even. So, so I started doing drugs at a very young age, 11. Started, stealing my dad's green and alcohol, and I'd mix it with water. I was very slick, And then, I was drinking heavily, and to the point one time where I chugged half a gallon of Bacardi Gold and got alcohol poisoning. I mean, I literally had a death wish. I had a vendetta against myself. I didn't feel like I belonged. I didn't feel worthy of anything. Generational, oppression. Because I was born with the sadness, and I didn't understand it. And I thought I was just crazy, but come to find out that is a thing. We inherit the sadness from our ancestors, and we're able to fix that as well. So that's the good part about it. But so yeah, I started doing drugs and having sex at a very early age. Got pregnant at 13, lost a baby at 14. Hated myself for a long time for that and other reasons, for things that weren't even my fault, and the ones that were. I battled with mental illness, since a very young age, ever since I can remember, but was diagnosed at 13, misdiagnosed, and then ended up in a juvenile mental ward, in and out of jails, institutions, incarcerations, rehab, all that good stuff. Not good stuff, but and I battled my whole life with, obsession and a lack mentality, and, just not feeling like I belonged anywhere except for in music. I always felt like I belonged in certain songs. But anyways, that's beside the point. I wanted to, just reach out to those who are feeling like maybe they're not, a spiritual person, or feeling like, like this is not a real path, or that it doesn't change lives. Because let me tell you, I've seen numerous people who, they say religious people are afraid of going to hell, and spiritual people have been through hell, and so they, what I mean, like, it's a difference, what I mean. Most people who are on this path have been through hell, literally and figuratively, and all that, and they find solace in the fact that we're so much more than we have been led to believe. What we're taught in school and all the facts and all that, history is his story, like Infinite Water says. And I don't know if you can see my feathers, but yeah, so I just encourage you guys to delve deeper into the more that we are, and the more that there is to know. And I encourage you guys to try a yoga practice. Beginners, yoga for beginners, modified poses. It's super easier than you would think it was, and it's so life changing. I mean, it works on the mind more than you even realize. And then meditation, you know, you could start slow, 2 to 5 minutes a day. You know, just concentrate on figuring out where your mind's at, and go into to your mind and you know, focus on the breath and whatnot. It's, you know, let's take a deep breath right now. All the way in. Hold it for a second. All the way out. Just that one juicy breath, man. That's called pranayama. You know, the energy, life force energy. You know, and you can drink air. Like, you know, air is it's like a food for our soul, for our spirit. So I encourage you guys to take 3 deep breaths a day. Let's do 2 more. All the way out and all the way in. I mean, hold it on the way out and then in. Just those 3 breaths will save your life, will change your life. The quality of the oxygen in your bloodstream, you know, filters out impurities and fights disease and you know, all kinds of just monumental benefits. So I hope that you guys got a little something out of this video. I'm going to come out with a series on how I changed my life. You know, the easy, practical, very cheap or free ways that you can, you know, embark on a spiritual journey. And, you know, hopefully this series will save some lives or touch some lives, you know, just like I have been touched and saved by others. It is my aim to, you know, share what I know, and, you know, ideas are not original. They come from source. I can't take credit for any of this. I'm just a vessel. And I really appreciate all you guys for all your support, all the love and, you know, kind words people have shown, and just, you know, watching my videos, subscribing, all that stuff. If you guys are into this kind of stuff, please consider subscribing, and I will be back very, very soon with more videos. We're going to start with the 7 chakras, which are energy points in the body. And if you guys don't believe that, you know, we could have electrical energy points in the body, you know, I'd like you to believe, there's evidence, you know, it's a scientific fact that the brain and the heart run on electrical current. You know, the neurons in the brain, we have up to 100 billion neurons firing, you know, messages and pathways, and the heart has 40,000 neurons, which per capita has more you know, neurons than the brain, and they send messages back to each other. Our stomach, you know, is where our serotonin, 90-something% of our serotonin is produced in the stomach. You know, so there's so much more than just this brain and this body, you know. But we're fascinating. Just the fact that our heart beats on its own, just the fact that we breathe involuntarily, you know, and we blink involuntarily, and all these different functions that the body has. That just thank your body for that. You know, put your hand on your heart and say thank you. You know, in your heart you'll feel it. You know, but really mean it. Take the time to thank you, heart, for beating. Thank you for pumping blood through my body. Thank you, all my cells. Thank you, my brain. Thank you for my eyes. Thank you, my limbs. Thank you, you know, source creation energy, for, you know, instilling in me the opportunities that you did, and all the you know, the quest for knowledge, the, you know, the mind that seeks to learn, and, you know, just every day is a new day, and we can do this together, guys. If anybody would like to, you can join the Facebook group I created called Soul Tribes of Good Vibes. I will put a link in the description box below. You guys can reach out to me on there. You comment here. I would love to hear from you guys. And once again, thank you for tuning into my channel, and I will be back soon. Namaste. Sending so much love and light your way. Mwah. Bye.